Alright, people, let's see who's locked in. Thurman versus Josesito Lopez. Round one, here we go. One time is back. Let's see what he can do. See if he looks the same after his rehabilitation from injury. I was almost surprised that Thurman has still got a world title belt. I don't know why I didn't assume this was a world title fight. It was me thinking it was, oh, okay. Thurman going for it. Lopez game. Nice hook there from Lopez. I think it was blocked though. I mean, Lopez is always game, but, limited. Just trying to get back in the groove. All right, going for the right hand. I think it's pretty well established now that Thurman's punching power is, he's got good power, don't get it twisted, but he's not a historically great puncher. He's not up there with the Tommy Hearnses of the world in terms of being all-time great welterweight punchers. He's definitely not there. So let's see if he can get rid of Lopez. Trying to go with the uppercut there, Thurman. And one thing we have to watch out for is, particularly with welterweights, because they fight at a very fast pace. We need to see if Thurman gasses out in this fight, because there's a certain type of fitness that you get from actually being in the ring fighting in front of crowds and what have you. And it's even difficult to get that kind of fitness back in sparring. You have to be in the ring to get that kind of fitness. Most fighters anyway. As I say, particularly for welterweights who throw a lot of punches. If you're a big heavyweight, and it's a low volume fight, you might get away with it. But welterweights who move around like this and throw all these punches. Oh, Thurman going for the uppercut. Alright. He hasn't hurt Lopez with anything yet, hasn't deterred him. Let's see what Lopez can do. End of the first round. Alright. Give me a chance to sort out some settings here. Alright. Give me a chance to sort out some settings. Alright. The Gail Eubank ads are in full effect. Alright, bear with me a sec here, people. Okay, second round, here we go. Thurman against Lopez. We'll see if Lopez gets a bit too over eager and walks into anything, but right now he's acquitting himself well, for a fighter of his level. There's the jabs from Thurman. I like the way the trolls have renamed Thurman Run Time instead of One Time. I think that started from the Leonard Bundu fight. When he fought Bundu, they started calling him Run Time. But yeah, one time don't really suit him anymore. That's the reason I brought up the punching power in the first round, because he don't have one punch knockout power at elite level. He hasn't shown it. His power is still not to be scoffed at though, but you know. Moving around. Okay. You know, Keith Thurman squares up quite a lot. I don't know whether that's because he finds it easier squaring up to move laterally. If you understand what I'm saying, sometimes fighters find lateral movement difficult when they're very side on, or maybe it's so he can load up with hooks. Different reasons why people will adapt different type of postures in the ring, depending on what they're comfortable with. But no signs so far that he can hurt Lopez. Oh, nice right hand there. Oh, there's a good right hand from Thurman there. Did that catch him? I thought Lopez was caught there. Oh, nice hook there from Keith. Left hook drops Lopez. All right, so he did walk into something. All right, so he definitely kind of hurt Lopez then. And Lopez looks, coming in with the shots. Oh, oh, yeah, ooh. Yeah, Thurman was trying to take him right out of there, boy. That was a nice hook. That was a very nice hook. Let's see that in slow-mo. Like to see how that landed. Was it a check hook? Did he beat him to the punch? Let me see. Nice shot. Right when I was questioning Thurman's power, well, I did say he hasn't shown one punch power at elite level. Obviously, Lopez is nowhere near elite. But, yeah, that was nice. Bang. Yeah, it's a nice shot. Very nice shot. They were exchanging and he caught him. Yeah, it was a nice shot. Right to the body. And then, bang. Alright, Lopez went with a left to the body. Thurman, left to the head. That's a good shot. Very good shot. Very nice shot. Let's see if this changes Lopez's whole attitude towards the fight. Let's see if Thurman goes for it here. Yeah, Lopez knows it's a different kind of party now. Don't think he'll be so aggressive and keen to exchange anymore. Oh, all right, let's see. Yeah, Lopez is noticeably more cautious now. A lot more circumspect after tasting that big left hook. And again, interesting, it was a left hook, but Keith Thurman hurt. Oh, going for it there though, Lopez. Still some fight in him yet. But Keith Thurman hurt, I'm trying to think who it was he hurt with a left hook. He hurt Sean Porter with a right hand, didn't it? I think it was a right hand he hurt Sean Porter with. Maybe he hurt him with a left hook. He hurt him a couple times in that fight, I remember. I think it was a right hand. Alright. Oh, yeah. Target practice at the moment. There's the left hook again. Maybe he's been working on that hook to compensate for the potentially compromised right hand, because that's where all the problems have been, I believe, on the right hand or the right arm, the right side of his body. So maybe he's been working more on his hook to compensate for that, because he's definitely throwing a lot of hooks here. But then again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you drop the guy with a left hook, why wouldn't he keep throwing more left hooks? Especially if they keep landing, you know. I mean, if the guy starts blocking him, then set him up for something else. Trying to go with the right hand there. Nice jab from Lopez though. Nice body shot. We're going with the uppercut, pushing Lopez back now. If Lopez is going backwards, he's got no chance at all. he's got no chance at all if he's going backwards. Needs to make sure he's at least holding his own in the center of the ring in terms of not giving up ground. If he starts going backwards, you know, it's going to be a short night. It is going to be a short night. Try to get to some of your comments in a minute, people. Just sorting out some settings here. This was a very impromptu live stream, so really spare the moment. Alright, here we go. Round 4. Thurman against Lopez. Thurman in full control. Drop Lopez in the second with a real nice left hook. Nice right hand there from Thurman. Left hook again. Oh, they're exchanging. Thurman really going for them uppercuts, loading up. Yeah. Oh, nice uppercut from Thurman. I've never seen Thurman throw this many uppercuts. Well, at least not for a long time. Throwing a lot of uppercuts here. Obviously because of, well, partly because of Josesito Lopez's style, because he comes forward, you know, those squared up shoulders, the typical Mexican style. That makes it easier to land uppercuts. But maybe it's also to compensate for any injuries. It's like with Chris Eubank Jr., you know, he doesn't throw the right hand straight. He kind of throws it with a bent arm because he has an issue with his elbow. And I believe Thurman's had issues with his right elbow. So maybe that's why he's going for uppercuts. Possibly. But then again, I've seen him throw some straight right hands in this fight too. So the pace is definitely slowed though. Pretty fast paced the first few rounds. Nice body shot from Keith. Nice shot. Yeah, Thurman is a guy who loves to exchange. You know, he's not a pure counter puncher. He's someone who likes to exchange with you. He like when you get on top of him and you start letting your hands go. He likes to throw multiple shots until he catches you. He loves exchanging. It's unlike other fighters who fight on the back foot, you know, the Mayweathers and people like that. They don't really like exchanging. They're like hitting you and then getting out, or hitting you and making a defensive maneuver. They won't usually open up until you're totally broken down. But Thurman is far more aggressive than that. He will move around. Oh, good hook from Lopez. Okay. That was a nice hook. All right. Let's see how much energy Thurman is expended. All right, Lopez, man, he's showing that heart. Oh, home run shots, boy. Yeah. Lopez trying to go in, boy. Okay, that left hook didn't really land there. Was that the one? Or was that a different time? That one kind of landed on the neck. You try to get a chat box open here, people. Alright. Pop out this chat. Man like Keith. Alright, yeah, Thurman is going to have to maybe get a little bit of wind back because he's expended a lot of energy in the first few rounds. That's how he is. Yes, big up everyone in the chat. MP London says Thurman looks like he's trying to get rounds in. It may backfire. I don't think he is trying to get rounds in. I think he's trying to take a breather because he put a lot of energy into them first few rounds. So I think he's trying to take a breather. See, his punches don't have the same steam on them anymore. I think he's trying to take a breather, get some wind back, and then maybe go again if he can break Lopez down a little bit. Alright, Jason Brown is saying, people are saying Kaunaki beat Washington more convincingly than Wilder. Well, he did beat Washington more convincingly than Wilder, and he beat him more convincingly than Jarrell Miller as well. Styles make fights. What I will say is, Charles Martin gave Kaunaki a much better fight than Gerald Washington did. Charles Martin was able to take Kaunaki's punches, and he was getting hit clean. But he was able to take Kaunaki's punches better than Washington. So what does that say? That tells me that Charles Martin is more durable than Washington, for whatever that's worth. Oh. Alright, FIFA says Washington was a different fighter from the Wilder fight. I don't necessarily agree. I think it's more to do with styles, Deontay Wilder gave Washington a lot of space. He wasn't really pressuring Washington, and he let Washington box. Whereas Kaunaki was on him from the opening bell, all over him like a cheap suit. So it's different styles, I don't think it's so simple to say, oh, he was a shadow of himself. No, he was in there with somebody who pressured him from the opening bell. So it's a very different kind of fight for Washington to deal with than a guy like Wilder, who's going to give him all this space and try box at long range. But yeah, Gerald Washington, he's just not cut out for top level boxing at all. I mean, even top 10 boxing, let me not say top level, top 10, top 15 boxing, he's not cut out for it. He just don't have what it takes. I'd like to see Kaunaki against Andy Ruiz. I know Ruiz has talked about that fight, and a lot of other people have talked about it. So yeah, I'd like to see Kaunaki against Andy Ruiz, because Andy Ruiz has just signed with Al Heyman, PBC. So that's something I'd like to see. All right, round 6. I mean, if we look at Keith Thurman's previous history, he has hurt people early in fights and hasn't pressed home the advantage. You guys remember the Bundu fight? He dropped Bundu early and then didn't get him out of there. He elected to box for 12 rounds after that. Maybe Keith Thurman has injured himself already. Maybe he's worried about injuring himself. Maybe he's felt a twinge or something. Combine that with him trying to take a little breather, because he put a lot of energy into trying to get Lopez out of there. A lot of energy. See, the commentators are missing, or one of the commentators there anyway. He's saying, oh, he's not going after him. Like, commentators act like fighters have got an unlimited gas tank or something. You feel things when you're in there as a fighter. You can feel tired. You can feel your shoulder getting funny. Like, even before it gets injured, you can feel like there's something wrong with it, and you're gonna get an injury. You're concerned about strategy, pacing yourself. There are many reasons why a fighter would step off the gas. Oh, decent attack there from Lopez. Oh, nice body. Oh, 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 Lopez going for it, boy. Thurman looking a little uncomfortable there. Oh, big swings from Lopez. All right. Yeah, nothing on. See, you see that? Them punches look weak there from Keith Thurman. They look weak. He ain't got the gas in his tank right now. He's lost a lot of mustard off the punches. A lot of mustard off of them punches. Going for the uppercut again, notice. Trying to get it through that guard. Alright, that was a slightly better hook to the body from Keith Thurman. Oh, good shot there. Alright, nice combination there. Finally mustered the energy to get some shots off. MP London says much more competitive than Broner versus Pacquiao. Facts. Facts. The Kinsey, what's up? Yeah, FIFA, same way. Lopez knows the level that he's at, but MP London says, Hatman, why are you delayed compared to TV? I don't know, because I ain't watching on TV. I don't own the TV. Alright, let's see what Keith can do here, people. Based on this performance, how would Thurman do against Pacquiao? Um, we'll see how he does in the second half of the fight in terms of his stamina. But you have to remember that Pacquiao does not fight like Josesito Lopez. Pacquiao is not going to come forward this relentlessly. Pacquiao is not going to take this many reckless chances. Pacquiao don't fight like this. Pacquiao would give Thurman a lot more space than this. It would be more of a boxing match. But yeah, like the commentator just said, you have to wonder about the hands and the shoulder and the elbow of Thurman. Is he throwing the right hand as an uppercut just because of Josesito Lopez's stance? Because he can get the uppercut through the middle. Oh, 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 oh! Thurman in trouble. Oh my days, Thurman taking big shots. Oh, Thurman in all sorts of trouble. Wow. Lopez has got Thurman going. Oh, big right hand. Thurman in all sorts of trouble. All types of trouble. Oh my gosh, is Thurman about to get upset? Oh, wow. Is Keith Thurman going to hit the canvas? Wow. Oh, big shots from Lopez. Thurman looking unsteady. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Thurman is gassing. He is gassing in the second half of the fight. And that's why Lopez is able to get to him here. Thurman definitely hurt. Thurman definitely hurt. He's doing his best Amir Khan impression now, boy. Trying to stay the hell out of the way. Ooh, big swings from Lopez. Big swings from Lopez. Can he get Thurman out of there? Oh, big right hand. Thurman barely holding on, boy. He's wobbly. Look at them legs. There's no power in Thurman's shots at the moment. Because he's hurt and he's tired. And there's nothing even on that jab. There's nothing on that jab, boy. Okay, that was more like it one time. Yeah, he sold out in the early rounds, Thurman. He went for it so much in them early rounds that he's fighting on an empty tank right now. Yeah, big up Marley Marls. Thurman is fighting on an empty tank. He basically punched himself out in them early rounds. Punched himself out early. Indeed. See, this is why I was saying early in the stream. I was saying I want to see how Thurman is in the second half of the fight, because there's a certain type of fitness that you can't get in sparring. And when you're coming back off a long layoff, and you're, especially when you're a welterweight, one of these smaller guys, boy, you need to get your fight fitness back. Look at the ref in the replay. Look at his eyes. He always cracks me up, that ref, Is it Steve Willis? He cracks me up. If Thurman had to take some shots in that round, boy. Okay, now he's coming out aggressive, trying to re-establish himself. His corner probably told him Lopez is going to be tired now, but I'm not sure Lopez will be, because Lopez is not a guy who really loads up. Like Mexicans don't really load up with shots like that, most of them anyway. They throw punches in a way where they can maintain high volume, He did load up a few times, to be fair, but I don't know. We'll see if you see the commentator. Oh, another right hand there from Lopez. So the commentators are missing the whole point of what's going on here, saying he should have taken Lopez out early. He tried to take Lopez out early. That's why Thurman's in the problems he's in right now, because he went too hard in the early rounds trying to take Lopez out. Throwing all kind of punches in these exchanges, going for the knockout, and now he's got an empty tank. And he's having to survive against Lopez. He was a 30-1 favorite. Wow. And Lopez 15-1 underdog. Nice hook there to the body from Keith. Yeah, Lopez has done himself proud tonight, man. Whatever happens from here on in, Lopez has earned every single cent. Every cent. Yeah, people talking about the scores now. How is this fight being scored? Is there a chance that Thurman could lose this on the cards? I mean, there's a long way to go yet. We're only in the 8th. Well, coming towards the end of the 8th. So 4 more rounds, man. Thurman has got to win some of these rounds. You know? He's got to win some of these rounds, man. When's the last time Thurman threw a straight right hand? Still going for the uppercut, man. Oh, alright. Getting out of position there, though. See, Thurman is one of them guys who loads up so much that he's out of position. He's off balance when he throws the right hand, because he loads up so much on it. But there is a way that you can load up on a right hand without falling off balance. You need a wider stance. If your feet are closer together and you're loading up on the right hand, you're going to fall off balance. All your weight follows the right hand through with you, because you're trying to hit extremely hard. If you have a wider stance, there's a way you can get low, bend your knees, and you can throw the right hand straight without falling off balance. So even if you miss, you can pull it right back and you're still in position to punch. But Thurman like falls in with that right hand and he almost goes southpaw. To be fair, he can make it work for him sometimes, because he'll come back from a southpaw stance with a left. So he can make it work for him sometimes. Alright, let's see. How you guys scoring this fight? I ain't even been scoring it. But how you guys got it? Yeah, Thurman needs to get to work, man. Need to win these rounds or some crazy stuff could happen. We'll lose this fight on the cards. Okay, JJ got it. Got Lopez a point up. Lewis Hurley still thinks Thurman's ahead. Luke thinks Lopez is up. Marley Marls got it even. Reload got it to Thurman by 1 round. Bernard Hopkins says he detests Thurman. Okay. Alright, FIFA got Lopez up by 2. Beyond Belief says Thurman is ahead by a few rounds easy. Alright. You've only had 1 round for Lopez so far. Okay. Thurman getting a bit more mustard back on them punches now. Lopez is on all over him, boy. He's not letting him have any room to breathe. Nice hook to the body from Lopez. Lopez should really go to the body more. Obviously he needs to be careful, but when he gets in the position, get them body shots off, man. That's it. He's doing the right thing there. Don't let him rest. Oh, good right hand. Don't let him rest. Lopez doing the exact right thing. And he wasn't discouraged for very long, was he? By the knockdown. I was thinking, oh, good body shot by Thurman there. Good body shot. Nice picking punches, nice there. This is a good fight, you know. It's a good fight. This is actually a good fight. Marley Mars says, I think it's over for 1 time. We'll see, man. We'll see, but he's been off. He's been off for a long time. Oh, good right hand by Thurman. Oh, Lopez coming right back. Hey, Thurman is a gunslinger, boy. He is a gunslinger. Even when he's in trouble, he's still trying to come back with knockout blows and taking all these chances in the exchanges. He's a gunslinger. And you know what? I'm glad to see Keith Thurman back because of the way that he fights. Because of the way that he fight, I like the way he's fighting, man. Just from an entertainment standpoint. Yeah. Good right hand there from Keith. That was a nice shot. Nice shot from Keith. Look at Steve Willis's face. That guy is a walking meme, Steve Willis, isn't it? Face always cracks me up. Them eyes. Round 10. Great entertainment. Great entertainment. Yeah, Lopez is real tough. He's real tough. Nice hook. Was blocked, but nice thinking behind it. Alright, I'll refresh my stream at the end of the round. Maybe that will catch me up. I don't know. Yeah, nothing. All pity patty punches there from Keith. But Lopez hasn't really landed anything in this round. He's not really doing anything. So Keith is stealing this first half of the round in the moment. Lopez really not doing nothing. Well, nothing effective anyway. Thurman landing a few light flicking shots. You know, it's being more busy. Marley Marl says, "Do you think I should have picked an easier comeback fight?" No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this fight is gonna help him. To be honest, it's gonna show him where he's at. As long as he wins, it's gonna show him what he needs to do, and it's also gonna calm him down a little bit because he felt like he could just walk through Lopez. He punched himself out, and now he's got to deal with the consequences. So, yeah, I think this comeback fight will. I mean, it's better that. Oh, nice shots from Lopez. It's better that this happens against Lopez than it happens against Errol Spence, if you get what I'm saying. Because this fight will show him where he's at, how he needs to improve, what he needs to do different strategically, etc. Because if he just blown the guy away, then imagine he taken on one of the top guys in his next fight. It would have been ugly for him. Do you understand? So I think it's good that he's getting this work. All right, let me refresh my stream here. See if it makes any difference. It might not. Nah, it ain't made no difference. It made no difference at all. Still in the same point. Try refresh again. No, still the same. So round 11 is about to start. Yeah, you guys are way ahead of me. I'm just starting round 11. Right, start around 11 now. Well, FIFA says Thurman has lost power short term. I mean, I don't think his power was there in the early rounds, but he just blew himself out. you know, just blew himself out, man. Just loaded up too much, was going for the knockout too much, and now he don't have the energy no more. You don't have the juice in the shots no more. Oh, oh. Nice exchanges. Body shot there from Keith. I get the feeling that these rounds here where Thurman is moving around and flicking out these light shots, I get the feeling that he's going to be stealing these rounds on the cards. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, oh, nice uppercut. Oh, Thurman try to come back with a hook. Hey, Lopez ain't having it though. He ain't having a bar of it. Very, very tough fight for Keith Thurman here. Nice jab. Hey, Lopez is on his job, boy. He is on his job. One thing I'll tell you about Keith Thurman is he's never liked pressure. You know, people pressuring him. He's never liked that. He's never liked it. I remember the last couple rounds against Robert Guerrero when Guerrero got up off the canvas and started pressuring Thurman. He was making Thurman very uncomfortable in the final few rounds. He should have done that from earlier on in the fight because he gave Thurman way too much respect early on. But after he got knocked down, he was like, to hell with it. I'll just go for it. Oh, nice combination from Keith. Alright, Lopez said, come on, stop running. Stop running. Stop running, run time. Let's do this. Alright, end of the 11th. One round to go. You guys probably already know the result. Alright. What kind of advert is this? Alright, I'm watching the final round now, people. It's probably over for you guys if I'm a minute behind. Well, not over, but nearly. Lopez going for it, man. He is. Ooh, 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 ooh. Lopez fighting with a purpose. He wants that world title, boy. Big swinging right hand from Lopez there. Yeah, Thurman has got enough energy to run like this and pop shots, but he don't have enough energy to sit down on his punches and really go for a dramatic finish here. You don't have that in the tank right now, it seems. I wonder how his injuries feel right now. If he's feeling anything in the right elbow or the shoulder or even the hand. Is he feeling anything? Are we going to see Keith Thurman take another layoff after this? That's another question. Because if he has injured himself, I mean, it's a tough fight here. He's taking punishment, you know? He's taking punishment. Big swings from Lopez. Trying to do his best Deontay Wilder impersonation there, boy. Lopez swinging. I bet if Keith Thurman gets the decision in this fight, they're going to boo. They always boo Keith Thurman when he fights in New York. That's what I've noticed. They always boo him there. A swing from Lopez. All right, Thurman try to come back with a hook. It's been a good fight, people. You know, regardless of whether you thought Thurman has looked terrible or whatever the case may be, it's still been an entertaining fight. And that's what counts most. We've seen entertainment. Hey, Thurman's face looking a little busted up here. Yeah, it's a good fight. A very good fight. Very good fight. Very rough business. Alright, let me see which way this goes. Who's gonna get this? Alright, well the commentators have got Thurman winning by a couple rounds, unsurprisingly. PBC commentators. Yeah, Thurman does have a 2-point round, to be fair. He does have that 2-point round. That's going to come in handy for him. And Lopez's face looking pretty marked up, too. Yeah, he was tough in there. He was real tough. Real tough. Took his lumps, earned his money, tried his best. And I know it looks bad for Thurman, you know, to be struggling with a guy like this who really and truly is not top 10, but I'm sure they put him in the top 10, right? To give him a title shot. But realistically, he's not a top 10 welterweight. So the report after the fight of Thurman struggling with a Josesito Lopez, it looks bad. But in the grand scheme of things, as long as he hasn't injured himself again, I think that fight's actually going to help him. Oh, that was that hook showing the highlights of the fight. Thurman was going for it early, boy. Thurman's definitely a vicious guy, man. The way he throws them shots, the way he loads up and swings on you. Okay, they didn't show the knockdown there. That's interesting. All right, let's see the decision here. Dan Birmingham. Let's see what Thurman says after the fight. Is he going to talk about himself in the third person? I know what the trolls are going to be saying. Thurman needs to go, go away and go back to playing his flute somewhere, whispering to birds and stuff like that. He needs to go run track. That's what the trolls are going to be saying. The bird whisperer. Come on, man, let's get the verdict. Steve Willis. Alright, let's see. Lopez ain't getting this. They ain't gonna give him it. Oh, majority decision. Okay. It's like that. Oh, okay. It's gotta be Thurman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, Lopez. They ain't gonna let you come in there when they've got unifications planned for Thurman against Errol Spence and the rematch with Sean Porter. It's a tough business, boxing, man, and a lot of it comes down to politics. But at least one of the judges wasn't reading from the script. Keith Thurman looking precisely nothing like his dad. No comment. All right. All right. Some people saying robbery. Okay, Beyond Belief says it's not about that, Hatman. Thurman won the fight, even you had him up. No, no, sir, I didn't have him up. I didn't score the fight. So don't you can't put no scorecard in my mouth. I did not score the fight, so I didn't have him up. I'm just saying one of the judges wasn't reading from the PBC script. He wasn't interested in giving Keith Thurman the benefit of the doubt for the sake of PBC. Yeah, I heard about Marcellus Wilder losing. I heard about Marcellus Wilder getting knocked out by some journeymen. Hey, boxing ain't a game, man. Marcellus Wilder was acting like it's some kind of game. It's not a game. Alright, Reload going to bed. Night, bro. Wilder was stopped by a 6 and 12 journeyman. Yeah. We got Felix. Alright, Afro Soul is obviously a big Thurman fan. And that's okay. That's okay. Big up Watcher. Yes, yes. Lewis Hurley says, who would you like to see Thurman fight next, Hatman? I like the Pac fight. I like the Pacquiao fight too. Yeah, I like the Pacquiao fight too. Alright, Afro Soul saying Keith Thurman won 10 rounds. Bro, I don't know what fight you are watching. Who here thinks that Keith Thurman won 10 of those rounds? Like, come on, bro. Yeah, I think Pacquiao against Thurman is the way to go. I wouldn't, if I was managing Thurman, I would not be putting Thurman in with Errol Spence or uh, Sean Porter next. Hell no. But would I put him in with Pacquiao? Yes, I would. Pacquiao's not going to pressure him like that. And he's not going to be as reckless against Pacquiao. He's not going to sell himself out early in the fight for a KO. He ain't going to do that. So I don't think Thurman's going to look so bad against Pacquiao as he looked there. I think he would. Heavy D says Manny destroys him. I disagree. I disagree. I don't think Thurman is going to fight the way that he did in this fight against Pacquiao. And Pacquiao doesn't fight like Lopez. Pacquiao's not a relentless pressure fighter like that. So, styles make fights. Keith Thurman, the champ is back. Mike Smith says Hatman was Naz the greatest featherweight of all time. Definitely not. Possibly the greatest featherweight puncher of all time. He's definitely up there. One of the greatest featherweight punchers ever. No question. Yeah, 22 months. He was out nearly 2 years, coming back from injuries, and then he fought foolishly. Let's be real. He fought foolishly. Right, Afro Soul says I don't see him beating Spence. Me neither. I would take Spence over Thurman. I've been saying this for a while. I'll take Spence to beat him. Watcher says your favorite heavyweight at the moment. Um, I like a lot of the heavyweights at the moment. I like watching because I'm all about punchers. I like people who can really bang. Uh, so Wilder, even though people think I hate Wilder, I actually like watching him because he comes to ice people. He's coming in there to flatten people, but I'm objective about it. So as much as I enjoy watching Wilder fight, I have to be real about him too. But just from an entertainment standpoint, Wilder's right up there, man. I love watching Deontay Wilder fight. I mean, the Fury fight wasn't the most entertaining I've seen, other than the knockdown rounds, but that's because Fury was so slick and so difficult for Wilder to pin down. Wilder was trying, he was throwing the big shots, but yeah, he was loading up and Fury could see it coming. To be honest, I think Kaunaki is quite a fun fighter. He's fun. He came right out from the opening round and he was sticking it on Gerald Washington. Had him in all kinds of problems. So, you can't hate on that. Yep, he comes to ice people. hmm FIFA says I was disappointed at Washington tonight. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect from the Washington Kaunaki fight, to be honest. I knew that, I always felt Kanaki would win because Washington just doesn't have it mentally, and stylistically, he was extremely uncomfortable in the Jarrell Miller fight, and Kaunaki fights the same way as Miller, right? Come forward pressure fighter, throwing loads of punches. So, yeah, I expected Kaunaki to win, but I didn't necessarily think he would take him out that early. I was quite good. Yeah, Washington had no defense at all. That was crazy. That was crazy. Absolutely correct. He had no defense. It was mad. Like Washington was standing there trying to stay calm, but not protecting himself. It's like, what is this guy doing? I think what happened is Washington probably took the first couple Kaunaki punches, and he was like, this guy don't punch that hard. But when a guy keeps hitting you on the chin, the second and the third and the fourth punch, they start feeling harder and harder. You understand? And eventually, you're in trouble. Oh my gosh. Mr. Dead Rising talking about David Price versus. Okay, David Price versus Washington. I thought you were going to say David Price versus Kaunaki for a second. But yeah, Price versus Washington, that's actually alright, you know. Yeah. Keith Thurman versus Vargas. Yeah, yeah, that's a good shout right there. That's definitely a good shout. hmm Okay, Sarah is saying Kaunaki got power. Who do I think would win between Ortiz and White? I reckon right now, Ortiz. But, give it another year, I'll probably say White. Because Ortiz ain't getting no younger. Lewis Hurley says, Hatman, who would you pick? Spence versus Porter would be a great fight. Yeah. A year ago I would have said Spence. But I don't like the way Spence has gone in his personal life in terms of hanging around with Broner and Tank Davis and all these guys and drinking and getting chubby. I don't like all that from Errol Spence. So I wouldn't be so confident picking Spence against Porter right now because Porter lives the life. He ain't out drinking and getting fat and all this kind of stuff. He's living the life. And at the very highest level, these things make a difference, man. No, Errol Spence was disciplined. He was. But this last year, he ain't looked so disciplined. And I've been disappointed, to be honest. The size game says Hatman expects Spence to live like a monk. I mean, that's what makes the difference, man. If Errol Spence wants to go out and enjoy himself like a young man, cool. But just know that his competition are not going out and enjoying themselves. You think you're going to see Sean Porter out there drinking and looking chubby? Like, you're not going to see that. You think you're going to see Terence Crawford out there getting chubby, turning up drunk at press conferences? You ain't going to see him do that. He's on his job. So you go out and enjoy yourself if you want, but at the highest level, the smallest things make a big difference. So MP London says Porter seems like a boring dude. Well, he can be a boring dude, but if it's getting him results in the ring, then it's all good. Matt says, what do you think about the quality of the commentary? I didn't watch the Sky. Oh, sorry, this ain't on the Sky, is it? This was on ITV. So, or was it on Sky? I don't know. Did they show it on Sky? I watched it on ITV. Stream online. But in terms of Sky, Sky in general, they're not the greatest when it comes to commentary. Exactly. Boom. Porter is professional. He's professional. See, all these young guys, they want to be out there partying and enjoying themselves and what have you, and that's all good. But if you want to be successful at a top level in boxing, especially in the long run, you have to live a life which is abnormal. Do you understand? Because when you are a professional boxer, what you're doing is not normal. What you're doing is abnormal. Fighting for a living, putting yourself through these grueling training camps. This is not a normal lifestyle. So you can't hope to live the life of a normal person and be successful long term at a top level in boxing. You can't. You have to live a different kind of lifestyle if you want to have long term success. You might have success for a little while messing around, but eventually it will catch up to you. The guys who have long, look up Mayweather, right? Mayweather, yeah, he would go out and stuff like that, and he likes the nightlife, but he don't drink. Yeah, Mayweather ain't drinking, and he would normally keep himself in pretty good shape. I think a couple times in his career he blew up a little bit in weight, but for the most part he was keeping himself in good shape. That's what how you get longevity, man. Jason Brown says Lennox Lewis was working with the Fox commentary team today. Okay, I didn't hear Lewis. Eubank De Gale. I feel like De Gale, but it depends how shot he is. You know, De Gale is on the slide, and if he's sufficiently on the slide, and Eubank doesn't lose his nerve again this time, then maybe Eubank will take it. But I do feel like if we had the De Gale who fought, I don't know, Andre Durrell, I'd pick him over Eubank all day. But it's interesting because De Gale is on the slide. That's what makes you think maybe Eubank will actually be able to do it. And also Eubank is hooked up with his new trainer, and the new trainer is talking sense. I don't know how good this new trainer is, but from the interviews that I've seen with him, he's talking sense. And he told Eubank when he saw him in the Mayweather, I think he saw him in the Mayweather gym. He saw him in Vegas somewhere, and Eubank was sparring one of this guy's fighters, and the trainer told Eubank, your footwork is horrible, your defense is horrible. He was just very straight up with him, so he's talking sense. Moonshine Auto says Amir Khan is going to get clipped by Crawford. Yeah, I reckon 99.9% of people think the same. That Khan is going to get clipped. Khan always gets clipped. Lewis Hurley says, I think Eubank will knock him out. I mean, maybe. Maybe, we'll see. But James DeGale's tough. He's not chinny at all. And if you look at the guys who Eubank has looked spectacular against, they've all been come forward pressure fighters. Whenever Eubank has to go looking for somebody, he doesn't tend to look that impressive. And indeed, he struggled against Billy Joe, struggled against George Groves. So okay, Rashid is in the house. What's up, bro? Great fight. Either one of them would KO Khan. There was shades of Carson Jones, Kell Brook. Yeah, there was. There was. You're saying that Lopez looks so much bigger than Thurman, even though Thurman is a muscular welterweight. Hmm. Okay, Normondo says the girl talking about packing it in could be a sign of impending defeat. Yeah, yeah. But you know, the mind is a funny thing. Sometimes when fighters say it's gonna be their last ever fight, it can actually bring a better performance out of them than usual. Fighters' minds work in different ways, you know. The Willis memes are flying out on Twitter. Damn right he loves his job. Yeah, Willis is a walking meme, man. That guy's a G. Yeah, I agree. With Dead Rising critic, Eubank Jr. can improve technically as much as he wants. It won't matter if he freezes every time he fights. Maybe his third time's a charm. Maybe this time he won't actually freeze. You know, we'll see. Because he can't freeze every time, right? Surely there must be one time when it just clicks on the night and he shows up. Matt says, anyone else find it funny we're getting all this awesome high level boxing on ITV4 for free, then they push the Gail Eubank on pay per view? Well, that's the game, man. You know, it's they understand that domestic clashes sell in the UK. You know, most British people, the average Joe in Britain, they've got no idea who Keith Thurman is. In fact, the average Joe in Britain don't even know who Adrian Broner is. Some of them might have heard of Pacquiao, but you know, it all comes down to who the British public know, and they know Eubank because of him, and more so his dad, and they know James DeGale. James DeGale was an Olympic gold medalist, so that's why they can push something like that as a pay-per-view in the UK, whereas all these other fights we're getting for free. And look, I ain't complaining. It's better. It's better. It's this way than the other way around, right? Yes, Bongo Jam. James Erickson. Jason Brown says, how does Miller beat AJ? Well, he has to be able to take AJ's power, and he just needs to pressure him. Just do what he does to everybody else. Don't let him breathe. Stay on him. Make him work. Hit him to the body. Bully him. Just push him back constantly. Can AJ really punch with full power if he's been constantly pushed back? So it's all predicated on Miller being able to take AJ's power, or at least being able to block it. If he can do that, I'm saying AJ has a lot of problems. But if he can't, then maybe the fight will end up being as one-sided as a lot of people believe. One-sided in AJ's favor, that is. So it all depends on how Miller takes them shots. He's got that short neck. He's a huge guy, massive legs. Maybe he can really take a shot. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sitting here and telling anybody that Jarrell Miller is going to compete with AJ technically. No, he ain't. He ain't going to do that. Alright, I'm going to end this stream here, people. Catch you guys a little bit later on. I'm out.